All right, welcome back to the IY podcast. Today, got a new guest on today. Go ahead and introduce what you do.
It's your main man, Louie Jay, aka PBM Louie. I'm one of the biggest artists in New Jersey. Just dropped a new album, Street Code. Everything's going great for me. Businessman, entrepreneur. I do a lot of different things, so I wear a lot of different hats.
All right, cool. Yeah, that's what I wanted to, kind of hear, everything you do. I guess, we'll start, with the main thing though, like the rapping. How did you get involved with that?
So rapping was like a way to release stress. When I was younger, I started rapping later than everybody. I started rapping between like 18 and 19, and it wasn't really much opportunities out here to do any other thing. And one time I couldn't really pay my rent, and my cousin was like, "Bro, you know what I mean? Let's just sit down and just do some music, try to write some stuff down, and just try to relieve some stress." So it was one of those types of things for me. That's how I first started years ago. And then later on, people laughed at it. They thought it was funny. You know what I mean? The jokes. I'm a street guy, so people thought it was funny. And then as time went on, um, it wasn't so funny. People was digging the music. I started grabbing a little small fan base, and then I started, doing a lot of other stuff in the street. So, that kind of derailed my plan in the beginning. But uh, around 2014, I started taking it real serious, started letting everything else out of my life and started really like taking it real serious.
That's dope as fuck, man. So, you kind of had to like give it, the commitment, like you said in 2014, that's when it, became all about music, you know what I'm saying? But that's cool, like, you said, it wasn't really popping, kind of where you came from a little bit, like you said there wasn't like a lot of artists and stuff like that, right?
A lot of artists. It was some, but it wasn't a lot. And if they were, he wasn't getting that. When I first ever tried to start writing, I was like 2006. I was like 19 or 20. And then, I started going to jail like 2000, around that same year, taking tolls on my life, so on and so forth. So it was a different thing for me. So around 2009, 2010, I'm fully inducted in the streets. So music, I was trying to put out music here and there, but it wasn't really my thing. And then I met a guy in 2006, 2007. His name was Arsenal the Rebel. I don't know if you know him. The biggest battle rapper in the world.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Arsenal the Rebel. Yeah, so that's one of my right-hand men. So he was telling me like, "Yo, you can really do this." But I was still so, in the streets. I'm still with Jay watching his journey. So around, 2010, 2011, I tried to do it again. I started getting locked up for different other charges, And then 2014, I was home doing other stuff, and I just was taking it serious from there. I had my first child at the end of 2013, maybe in 2014, and I just had to lock in and really, put my first foot forward when it came to the music. You feel me?
Yeah, man, all the stuff that you've been coming out with and shit, like, damn, it's really good, and like you can tell, like it's on a whole nother level, you know what I'm saying? Because I think in one of your songs, one of the lyrics, was kind of saying, that, you had to switch it up from, just doing the gang signs, had to change the mindset or, to like, really put yourself out there. Do you remember that lyric?
Yeah. I said I had the gang signs ain't enough. I was talking about how gang signs wasn't enough for me to grow and develop. I was more so heading to my life personally. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when I grow personally, the music grows. So the sound is gonna change. You know what I mean? So that's what more so I was gearing towards. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that was everything around me.
Yeah. What is the other side of it that you said you do? You got some other businesses going on, right?
Right. So I own a barbershop, photography place, a music studio, on a podcast station, a network. So people pay me to come record at my actual network. Now I own an 18-wheeler as well, truck. So we move gas, loads like that. I got a lot of different businesses, bro. I own a t-shirt company called Persona. So if you guys need any t-shirts, hoodies, sweaters, go to my website. Link is in my bio. It's called Persona.
Oh yeah, how'd that start? That what is that brand? What does that mean? Kind of explain
So,
it.
So I'm if you know me personally, I'm one of those guys that when I walk up to you, when you meet me, my aura is different. A lot of people like to say so. I think it all comes from how you represent yourself. So you know what I'm saying, and it's not really about the clothes you wear, but the person you are.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was more so those. So that's why we named it Persona.
Yeah, I like that, man. See, that's why, I got my own clothing brand too, invest in yourself, and the podcast that goes along with it, it gives the brand a voice, what I'm saying, to like,
Right,
talk to you and hear how you invest in yourself, with rap, businesses, clothing, I mean,
right,
everything, what I'm saying? But
right.
it's good that you can have all them other revenues of income, what I'm saying, instead of, just rap, because, say something gets fucked up, what I'm saying, you can still make money,
Right.
what I'm saying?
It keep you from going to the back to the streets or what, what I mean, what wasn't positive. You know what I'm saying? So if you got several different things of income coming in, several different types of income coming in, and then one fall off, like you just said, it ain't gonna hurt as much. And then, right now we're using the music to catapult all the other businesses.
Yeah. And then,
You know,
yeah, that's what they all help each other out.
right. As I become popular, um, as I become more popular, all other brands become more popular. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Because you can, advertise, your clothing brand. You can build that into your rap, which you probably already done, you already
Right.
know that shit, you know what I'm saying? But it's like building a brand on top of, just little other sections, what I'm saying? From the podcast, rapping, clothing, and everything else you got, you know what I'm saying?
Sure, for sure.
Yeah, and that's cool, I mean, what is, I guess, your big plan that you'd like to, in like 10 years, say, like, where would you like to be?
Yo, in 10 years from now, right? My whole thought is I want to be more inducted in the business, more on the management side, more just building my label, um, more in my children's life on the financial end. I'm obviously a great parent. I'm in my children's life every day, day to day, so on and so forth. But as far as growing what they want to do in life, at some point you get older. 10 years from now, I'm gonna be old. So you know what I mean? Not old, but older. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I make sure anything that they want to do, that I give it my full attention. You know what I mean? So that's one of my goals. That's one of my main goals, just to be a better father. I already think I'm a great father, maybe one of the greatest, but just to be a better father, to be a better caretaker, and just to keep developing my business and just keep growing the music to a point where as though it don't need me to be there. It has a life of its own. So when you guys, like right now, Jay-Z haven't put out an album in years, but we still listen to him. It has a
Yeah.
life of its own. It's still going. So I just want my music to be able to be on that level, and to consciously be financially in a place where I can support not just my movement, but the other people around me to help them grow and grow their dreams. Because in turn, that helps me grow internally. So that's
Yeah.
really what I want in the next 10 years.
Yeah, dude, that's dope as fuck. I like that. That sounds like a solid ass plan, and I could definitely see you doing that, especially the way you going right now, dude. That's
Right.
100% possible. You know what I'm saying? I see
Yeah.
what you mean. About spending time with family. Because that time is, it's the most important thing. But like as fathers, for some reason, what I'm saying, like even me too. Like you can feel like, that in your heart, that you're a good father. You know what I'm saying? But like for some reason you just want to keep obviously keep trying, but like there's always that guilt or like just something like, oh man, I ain't
Right.
doing enough, I ain't
Right.
there, you know what I'm saying, I'm busy.
I feel like you absolutely right. I feel like because we're fathers, we got to go out so much more, and we got to provide on a financial end.
Yeah.
So things, you know what I'm saying? It's a part. Some people keep calling my phone is going crazy. People keep calling me, but on the financial end, as a father, there's so many different things that you have to do. So many different places that we got to be, and it's not enough time in a day to be there. You feel
Yeah.
me? Goals to provide for the household and our children. So we got to provide for the children and the household, bring the money in to be able to provide. I'm not trying to say it's an excuse for missing time, but at the same time, we need to be and make sure the household runs well and they have nothing to worry about, so on and so. We got a job and a responsibility to our children and to our family. So, you know what I mean? As we get older, you just want to make sure you spend be all, but what I mean, to do things with your children. And being that right now, we in a space that we trying to run and get the money, it leaves a little small time where we might not be there for our children as much. So much traveling, especially me, so much traveling, so much late nights, so many moments that you're just not around your children. It's just a different thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because I mean, once that's what I'm saying. Like in order to get that money and everything, you got to. It's like kind of like a sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Time away from family, but at the same time, it's to provide. But for some reason, it kind of bothers you and shit. Because for some reason, what I'm saying, like time is fucking everything. More important than money and all that shit. Because it's something you don't get back, and that's something you don't want to waste to somebody's. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's a fact. That's a super fact.
What do you kind of think about the whole fucking time situation? Like how do you feel about,
I feel like,
spending your time?
yeah, I feel like it should be less time for leisure and more time for planning and plotting and actually doing things. A lot of people don't understand why they broke, and that's the whole thing about life. How you spend your time is how your life is going to progress. So if you spend your time doing meaningless things that's not developing anything that you see yourself doing for the next 10 or 15 years or 20 years, and those things don't involve somewhat of money, some type of dollar, then you're just going to be,
Yeah. Fuck.
just wasting your time doing bullshit. Your life is going to continue to be bullshit. But the more time you spend doing things that's going to benefit you, your family, and your finances, growing your time, growing your be a different thing for you. You know what I mean? I feel like, we on borrowed time. This is a lease. This body is a lease. Your body is a lease. You know what I mean? And while we leasing this body, we got to try to take care of people around us. We only got but so much time. I always tell people, like, you only get 100 years out of here, and that's a max out. Most people are 70 and 90 years old. You know what I mean? So you only get 100 years out of this life. You got to do the best thing that you can. You know what I mean? With this life and with this time that you got to try your best.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Because that's what I always kind of think of. Just making it, to that 100 mark. So what all can I do? To get, before I get to 100 years old. All the shit that I can help people out with. Do my passion, treat my, take care of the family. Everything you said. It's just we're on borrowed time, and that's just it seems fucked up when you think about it. Like, what I'm saying? It's kind of, if you really think about it, you're like, oh, it can really bring you down if you think like, negative about it. You know what I'm saying? You can put you into this mind state, negativity. But you know what I'm saying? Who knows what's after this? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just have to fucking enjoy your time here now and do the right thing and be a good person. And I think you'd be all right,
That's a fact. Well, I hope it's something after this. But like I said, I can't leave things to chance. So we got to get it in now while we're here.
Yeah, exactly. I really like that song. I think you recently came out with it. It was "Stay Out of the Way," right?
Yeah, stay out the way. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. The visual was dope as fuck. I think in one of your lyrics, you kind of talked about inspiring the youth, right?
Right.
So, like, in what ways? I guess could you expand on that and talk about that?
Before I said that, after I said this, I had to inspire the youth, bust down the neck on the cue. So I was saying that we attracted to, pretty things and shiny things in the urban and the Black community. You know what I'm saying? So if I can get you to see these things, take a liking to them, and want to have a conversation with me. So now when you have that conversation with me, I can talk life into you, tell you how great you are, tell you that you could be the next Michael Jordan, that you could be the next doctor, the next, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exec, the next, how to get there, how they make some money, how to own some houses, how to get some cars and start putting them on Toro, and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Inspire the youth, you know what I mean? But first, before you could just inspire them, they got to attract to you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You're right. And that's one.
Right.
Yeah,
Things that the attention to them, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
My man, I didn't mean to cut you off. Were you about to say something?
Yeah. Just having those conversations with them, just being able to sit there and just tell them what's best, what's next, and what's reality is. When you're young, you be lost. Your mom be 7 different places. You never really know what you want to do until after 25. So we can help settle that early and get you on the right path early. I'd love to be a part of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're right. You know, a conversation can change fucking everything in someone's mind. It can change a whole fucking mindset. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Right.
having them fucking conversations with people and shit like really do matter, you know, more than, I mean, you could set someone up with a bunch of fucking money and they can go and fuck it off. But if you're having conversations and shit with them and talking, you know, hey, this is what you should do, or you need to try this, you know, give it a try, or hey, don't do this because I fucking did this, you know what I'm saying? Like, but not into like, you know, some kind of pushy way, but you know what I'm saying? Just to like be like, hey, I fucked up. I've been there, you know, because
Right.
once you've been through something, you know, people can relate to it more, or are more willing to listen to what you got to say, you know? Oh shit, did it cut out?
Right. That's a fact.
Oh, my bad. But yeah,
We got the gist of it.
yeah. Another one I liked was Trap. That was a new one that came out too this year, right?
Yeah, that came out. Well, it was really this. It was like late December, earlier this year. But it came out. The video came out like January. So you're right. It came out this year.
Yeah, yeah,
Track. Me and Bless McFly. Um, I thought that joint was just so fly. I felt like the vibe was just like one trapping them going. You know what I mean? It was just like a
yeah.
club. Like, you know what I mean? It was a dope joint.
No, for real, it was. And then the visual fucking came out too, and it was dope as shit, you know?
Visual was nuts. We had everybody from that. I don't know if you noticed, it was like 60, 70 people in that video.
God damn.
And a lot of people in that video. And we just held it down. We took over like 2 blocks. You know what I mean? And it was
Holy
it was a great night.
fuck, it looked
Word,
like it, man. But I
word up.
mean, but you know that song, you know, like your flow, you know, I like when it like what would I can't remember, but like it's just like, you know, it's kind of has that, you know, New York flow in it, you know what I'm saying? Like in a lot of your
Right,
songs. And I mean that's where you know, you're close right by, you know what I'm saying? It's right out there, you know?
right. So, Jersey and New York, we kind of like brother cousin states. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like we
yeah,
share how we share, you know what I mean? How we actually talk about things, slang, you know what I mean, how we dress, everything is kind of the same. They for some reason it's the biggest city, so they get access to things first. You know what I mean? So, but it's still a little different. You know what I mean? Like right here, the gang thing in New Jersey is totally different than New York.
really?
Right now they got Chos and all the other stuff. You know what I mean? Woos and all that, but they still Crips and Bloods. But it's like migrated gangs in New Jersey. They don't do here. You either Crip or you Blood. There's no merging gangs, so the wars be a little different out here. As far as the music, it's gonna sound similar. We influenced by the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's try to give them that nice, smooth East Coast flow.
Yeah, and that's what I hear from a lot of your songs, and that's always, you know, nice, you know, because it sounds like that, you know, some in some songs, you know, it has like that kind of, you know, the '90s East Coast, you know, kind of
Right.
vibe to it, you know. And I was like, hell yeah, because I'm sure you grew up on that shit, man, right?
Yeah, I grew up on that joint, and then you know what it is. I appreciate what the young guys are doing now and how they moving it now, and I'm just happy that I can be able to compete and still keep my and people still gravitate to it. You know what I mean? I'm not have to sound like nobody else. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, because I mean that's the best version of yourself is you. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Being totally committed to what you like. You know what I'm saying? And when
right,
you're able to do that, you know, it's just, you know, it's stress free because you ain't got, oh man, I gotta say this to make these people like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, fuck, I'm gonna say what I want to say, you know?
right. And to be successful at it is a beautiful thing. You figure we doing hundreds and hundreds of thousands of streams, and then we selling out shows. We ain't doing no crazy. We ain't doing thousands of people, but we doing 800 people, 700
Fuck yeah, that's a lot of fucking people.
people. You know what I mean? We still doing our thing,
Yeah,
independent. You
yeah,
know,
and that's a lot to be fucking doing independent too. I even seen you. I think you might have had a few concerts with like Fat Boy and shit, right?
yeah, just had a joint with Fat Boy recently. It was crazy, sold out show. It was 650 people. You know what I'm saying? And we did that in 3 weeks. No real promotion, so that's saying a
Damn.
lot.
Yeah, and then I could tell he really fucked with you too. Like, you know, he was like supporting you and everything. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I appreciate Fat Boy. Fat Boy, my guy, man. I remember when he was younger, he's like my little brother. Fat Boy, probably like 8 years younger than me, 7 years younger than me. Young, I'm an older guy. But
Yeah.
I look younger. A lot of people don't really believe when I tell them I'm older. Like I'm 35. Niggas be like, "Well, you 35? How?" You know what I mean? I'm just getting pop in the past 2 years, and I'm
Yeah.
35. I just keep going. I just kept going. You know what I mean? And It's age don't really care. You see the Griselda boys, they just started popping at 34, 30, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No, it don't matter. I think like fucking 2 Chainz or some shit didn't pop to in like his 32 or someone like that.
It's 2 Chainz, it's Rick Ross, it's Jeezy. Your biggest
Yeah.
artist then 30. Jay-Z was 27. So you
Yeah.
give them
Yeah, it
your
don't
biggest
matter.
artist pop until you older.
Yeah. I mean, you got more knowledge and experience of shit too, you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. I
All
understand
that
how
wisdom.
it's like playing basketball in your life when it'd be fast when you first start, but then the game, sometime in the game it slows down and you see things a little different
Yeah,
when you've seen
yeah.
it the first.
And
Yeah,
it's cool the way you break shit down, you know what I'm saying? Because in Life We Choose, that song right there, you talk about idle time,
right,
and maybe a younger person might not know what that is yet, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know what it is because you went through it and you already
right.
know what it can do to you. I mean, so in that song, like what were you kind of, perceiving it to be, and like, or telling people, like idle time? Fuck.
You know what I'm saying? And how to live your life. The life you choose is how you're gonna, you know what I mean, live and die by the choices you make. And I was just talking about in those songs when you said, when I said I wanted to be the biggest, gang signs ain't enough.
Yeah.
So that's what you was referring to when you said that to me. And that's what I was saying in my mindset, like, damn, I want to be the biggest rapper, the best father, you know what I mean? The best guy I can possibly be for my team and just, you know what I mean, be the greatest rapper. But some things gotta go. And
Yeah.
it's that gang banging gotta go. It can't stay, it can't exist in a healthy mind space. It can't exist in a space like mine. So, you know what I mean? When you're thinking about growing your foundation and growing the people that surround you, it all has to start from somewhere. And if you're the leader, your mind got to be clear and you got to be able to, you know what I mean, coast on that level. So, Like We Choose was more so a celebratory song at the same time telling you guys what I came from, you know what I mean? Uh, Trials and tribulations, somewhat small. And then now we just coasting. We here now. You feel me? And this is how I got here. That's basically
Yeah.
what.
Yeah. I see what you mean. That's what I like. You kind of have, like I said, you break it down, and then you got story after story, to talk about, like
Yeah.
exactly, what happened, how you got there. And that makes some shit a lot easier, to rap once you actually been through some shit, you know what I'm saying, instead of making it up, So like, and you can tell, like, it's real as fuck. You can feel the pain. You even have a song called Pain, you know what I'm saying? That was like from a few years ago, I think, right?
Yeah, like 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah, and that one was like, I like the visual, like the guy had gotten, I think you shot him or robbed him or whatnot, and then went in the
Yeah,
car, and then,
right,
was
right,
rapping about the pain that you went through, right? And like how you kind
right,
of got to where you were in that situation.
right. So, you know, um, when you experience so much pain, unknowingly, you would like to, you know what I mean, put it on somebody else. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And even in the dealings in the streets, somebody could be doing good business, but my mind so messed up at the time, the way I was living. I'm gonna do this to you just to ruin your day, just to, you know what I mean, just to fuck you over. And that could be a dangerous thing in your life. And that's why I was singing a song. I fell in love with pain. I mean, you can see it in my eyes, you can see it in my face. Every time you meet me, you know something of that inducted into the pain. And I wanted everybody else to experience the same pain I was feeling. So that's what that song was about. But it was one of my favorites, man. A lot of people like that song, I guess, because they understood, you know what I mean, where I was coming from on that joint.
Yeah, because I mean, after going through so much fucked up shit, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
and like, like just seeing shit after, time after time. And, it really, I mean, it's got to take a fucking number on you, and then you're just like, well, why is this person get to be fucking happy? But that's not the way to think, you know what I'm saying? But like at the time, you may think like, fuck him, you know what I'm saying? Because fuck him and
right.
his happiness or whatever the fuck he's got going on, but
Hurt people.
yeah, dude. I mean,
Right,
it's fucking crazy, but it's real. It's out there, and like you said, people
right.
could relate to it.
And it's a real feeling. It's a real emotion that we all can relate to. You know,
Yeah,
not jealous, but we all have a moment of um, not being the best version of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We all have those moments, and sometimes they're embarrassing, but sometimes they're necessary. And that's
Yeah.
what pain for.
Yeah, and then you choose if you want to act on it or if you
Or not.
don't. You know.
Right. It's a fact.
I like another one, was Out of Reach. Kind of explain, like what Out of Reach looks like for you or what, you know.
Right. So Out of Their Reach is like, that's like a commencement song of where I'm at now in life.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm a couple 100,000 up. I'm bust down, rollies, chains. I got a beautiful wife, beautiful woman. And knows about, exploring my life in the different places in the Caribbean. So I'm taking you to Miami Beach on the strip, and you meet a woman, and y'all hit it off, and then you like the way she looks, you like the way you vibe, and y'all vibing, and but she got a man, but right now for this moment, y'all on this yacht together because you just met her earlier that day. So now y'all in a space where y'all just, just vibe, just some different experiences are mixed into one, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And yeah, I remember.
It's a beautiful.
You know I mean? Yeah.
Like, and I know a lot of people might not in this superficial world that we live in, a lot of things be made up and a lot of things not truth. When I do music, I try to space, and sometimes it's about how do I do that and be creative. And so sometimes I mix experiences. Sometimes I take things that's with my wife and in my mind as if I never known her, as if I just met her, you know what I mean? Just things like that. And just other women I had in my past, so on and so forth. It's a different thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean, but it all incorporates into a story. You can make it a song, a visual, and people are like, fuck yeah, this is cool as fuck, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like I remember, like about the gang tape intro, you know what I'm talking, that that one that was like, I like the visual of that one, and it was like in like that busted down old house and shit, and like you just like they wake you up, you're sleeping in that little room on the couch or some shit.
Right.
Yeah, that one was fucking dope, but like
that whole right there was my true, that's the true story. So that when I told that story right there, that's just how I came up in gangbanging. I brought you from the time I started in gangbanging. It was like in my mid-20s. So I was getting that feeling. I wanted you to be there with me. I want you to understand and visualize the people I grew up with me and how dangerous it was to grow up in that environment. It was very dangerous to grow. You know what I mean? And it was amazing. It was amazing thing I had to do to get over that hump. That was crazy just to be able to leave that lifestyle alone. But I still associate with some of the same people here and there. But it was my life.
Yeah, I mean, because that's like you said, it's just you're born into it, so then you had to figure out some kind of way, to come up and like, on the other song that you said you had to leave it behind, and or I'm saying, like switch it up, what I'm saying, just so you can level up, or what do you want to call it, what I'm saying, but like that, yeah, that was a good one, like I really could see, like it just was like so fucking real, what I'm saying, it was like another story, like that you had out of your book, but like that was what, like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, about 2 or 3 years ago. Gang Tapes, man, that was a great album. I took it off of all streaming platforms. It was one of my biggest streaming albums because I had like 7 songs on there with samples wasn't clear.
Oh, fuck.
Fucked me up. But I think if you go to that Piff, it might still be up on that Piff.
Yeah.
But take it down. It hurted me. I was hurt.
Yeah, I bet, because you get all the motherfucking views. You're like, God damn, I gotta delete this shit. Like, nah, man, that.
Because even that'll give up hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, you got to pay people to now. I wasn't in that position to do that at the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. And like now, if you did it then, you can definitely do it again. You know what I'm saying? And over and over. But like, it was your first, to get you out there. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like a few years ago, right? That was when you were kind of switching up, right? Trying to getting back into it.
Right. I was really trying to like hit the ground running. My business wasn't together, but now my business is together. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is. You live and you learn.
Exactly, dude. That's the best thing. If you don't fucking learn from a situation, then you did lose, but you did learn some shit about that,
Right,
moving
right.
forward. What is, I guess, I mean that can kind of incorporate with this question, but maybe not if you have a different story, but like, what is like a business lesson that you learned or kind of got fucked over from, that you can prevent someone from going through?
If you think it's loyalty in business, you're a fucking fool. So that's one of the biggest things I learned. There's no loyalty in business. It's hard to do business with your friends because it can ruin late relationships.
Yeah.
Those things right there are some things that you really need to pay attention to. And before you just go into full-fledged to a business, develop proof of concept. A lot of people don't understand what proof of concept means. That means you have a phone in your hand, prove to me that it works. And not only that it works, that you can have this phone for 3 months without anything happening. No glitches, anything, no other problems. And if you can't do that, then that shouldn't be the business you should deal with. So it's all about proof of concept, understanding business. And then after you understand the business that you're in, find the funds. Those things are the majority of things that make the business work. And the biggest things to make the push the business forward is promotion. A lot of us entrepreneurs don't believe in like online promotion or paid promotion. You have to pay for. You ever want your platform to grow, you got to put it on the internet, and you got to pay for ads. You got to pay for YouTube ads. You got to pay for Google ads. You got to pay for Facebook ads. If you don't do those things, it's never going to grow for you.
Yeah, you're right, because you can have the best fucking content, but if you don't have that fucking something to put you out there, to get your shit out there, people will never become aware of you. You have to make yourself become aware of, you know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what I'm saying. So like your show, you put it on YouTube, so on and so forth. But if you don't promote it the right way, I'm saying spending $50. People think it takes a lot of money. It don't take a lot of money. You can take $50, get the right target marketing. I mean, promote it to the right people. Figure out who your age genre is that watches your show, and how many of those people that you can hit. It's about touching the masses. It's about putting a million eyeballs on the same thing.
Yeah, and then certain will fuck with it and certain might not, but at least you fucking made that step to get yourself out there.
Guarantee you, if you let a million people watch any of your interviews, I guarantee you 50,000 of those people will stay.
Yeah, dude. And that's totally fucking worth it. You know what I'm saying? To advertise that many fucking people just to get that amount of followers, that's incredible. You know what I'm saying? Like that is, a giant step.
Your content good. If your content good, those 50,000 people are gonna stay. Those 50,000 are double. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing that for people just to like your content at the moment. It's another thing for them to harrow over it, for them to really be like, oh my God, this is it. But it's all about the questions you ask, the entertaining things you're gonna ask, the entertainer that's up there, and then really finding out the information and putting people on the spot. Sometimes it takes that. You know what I mean? It makes the thing interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I like that, man. That's a good answer right there. What motivates you to do what you do every day?
Mainly my children. When I wake up in the morning time, these past 7, 8 years, my children and my wife, when I see my kids, and my background, I understand what it took for me to get here and how hard it was, and I'm not even nowhere near where I want to be. So when I look in their eyes, I understand that I got a mission, that I got a responsibility to them, that my parents failed and dropped the ball on with me. So I got to make sure that by the time they're 18 years old, they don't have to go to college if they don't want to. They can start their own business, figure out if they want to work in.
Shit, my bad, bro. I think it cut out.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. So you were saying that you were saying that they can go to make their own business, right?
Right. Yeah. I want to make sure my children be able to make their own business and just be able to develop and grow. So those things drive me. Those things I wake up in the morning just knowing that I got my children depending on me, that they watching me, that they want to know what I'm doing. And when they get older, when they 30 years old, 25 years old, and they ask me those questions like, what did you do for us to help move our life forward. I want to be able to answer those questions in a way where you already see it. You don't even have to ask me. You know, look where you live at. Look at your mindset, what you're doing for yourself. I just want to be able to provide those things for my children.
Yeah, and that's dope, you know, because once you give them, you know, that, like you said, once you show them that shit, then they'll know. But, you know, that you got to have clarification and shit sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then you do. But no, I like where your mindset is, dude. And you definitely are on the right fucking path to me, you know, from what I see, you know what I'm saying? And I really like what you're doing, you know, with rapping and with all them businesses, clothing. And you said you got like a podcast too, right?
Yeah, podcast network.
Okay, so what is that?
So my podcast network is called 10,000 Hours of Network.
Okay.
We offer 3 things. We offer audio, visual, and a space. So you come to our space, you record, basically just bring your body. We're going to edit for you the audio. We're going to edit the visuals, and we're going to put it up on a platform, on our YouTube platform, and you can also put it on yours. So we provide that service for guys that want to have their own podcast.
Damn, that's dope as fuck, man. I like that. When did that start? A few years ago or some shit too?
I just started that in 2020.
Damn.
Right when COVID hit, I said, yo, no, I should just try to open up a new business.
Yeah, dude. Everybody else was like, hey, we shouldn't do a business right now. But then you fucking found out a way too, because podcasts bumped the fuck up because people by home just bored as fuck trying to do something, you know?
Right. So you figure we had 10 to 15 podcasts a month, give me $350 a month. So I just started a whole new business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're talking $4 or $5 grand a month. And my bills is less than nothing because we're in the middle of the podcast. I'm middle of the pandemic.
Yeah. Damn, man. Well, that's good. You know, that's just that fucking great mind thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That business mind, entrepreneur. But
yeah,
but yeah, I mean, you know, I appreciate you coming on. Shit, man. Did you have anything else you wanted to, you know, add or leave the people with or anything like that?
Make sure you follow me on Instagram, PBM_Louie. Make download the new album Street Code by Louie Jay, LOUIE space JAY. Follow me on all social medias. Please, peace and blessings, man. Outside of that, thank you, bro, for having me on your show, man. Thank you.
I appreciate yeah, man. I appreciate you too taking time out of your busy day, man, because I know you got a lot of shit going on, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you. You already know, bro. Good talking to you.
Hell yeah, man. You down to do another one in the future, say a year or some shit? We can do another one, man. I'm down. Oh, fuck. Cut out right when I was saying that. My bad. But no, I was just saying I appreciate you. We do another one in the future, say a year or some shit down the road, man. I'm down.
Facts. We definitely hit you.
All right, man. I'm gonna stay in contact with you, man. We'll see you.
Be good.
You too, man.
All right.